Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on SmackDown, Saturday Morning Slam, and Superstars, and some brief WWE news and some former wrestlers, sports entertainers, I should say. And here we go. After Raw went off the air, Punk came out to the ring and started doing some rapping. Punk spoke about how he was supposed to face John Cena, but Cena was in no condition to wrestle. Cena came out and attacked Punk. Alberto Del Rio came out to make the save. However, Sheamus then ran out, followed by Dolph Ziggler and Antonio Cesaro. So the melee broke loose, and Punk was running to the back as Randy Orton came out to help Sheamus. And Cena beat up the heels. The heels saw the Miz, grabbed him and threw him inside the ring. Cena, Sheamus, and Orton surrounded him. All the babyfaces hit their finishers on Miz to close the show. Well, that was report number 1. Here comes report number 2. Thanks to Thomas Fornaciari, attended Monday's Raw in Chicago, Illinois. Pass along the following update on what happened after the TV show went off. CM Punk came out to the ring, rapping. He talked about how he was supposed to face John Cena. He was in no condition to wrestle. As Punk was talking, Cena came running out and attacked Punk. Alberto Del Rio came out to help Punk, which brought out Sheamus. And then out comes Dolph Ziggler and Antonio Cesaro. By this time, Punk was running to the back. Randy Orton came out to help Sheamus and Cena. And then they beat up the heels and threw them to ringside. The heels then saw Miz still at the announcer's table, grabbed him, threw him inside the ring. Cena, Sheamus, and Orton surrounded him. Miz grabbed the mic and asked the three of them if they knew who he was. What's he trying to do? Do a Bully Ray? Do you know who I am? Miz reminded Cena that he beat him at WrestleMania and starred in some movies. Cena took the mic and told the Miz that even though he made some crappy movies, he always knew to do what he did best, and that's beat some ass. All the babyfaces hit the finishers on Miz to close the show. Report number 3. Thanks to Phil Grollo, who attended Monday's Raw in Chicago. The Titantron showed CM Punk pulling back in with Paul Heyman in the car. Made his way to the crowd from a very pro-Punk crowd, to say the least. He fixed the ring steps and made his way into the ring and found John Cena his giant armband and put it on as a headband. He said he changed his mind. He wanted to put on a show for his hometown, but his opponent John Cena was unavailable. As Punk said this, Cena then charged the ring and tackled him. Punk took control, and as Alberto Del Rio charged in to help attack Cena, then Sheamus charged out to even the score, but Dolph Ziggler followed him, and then in comes Randy Orton to follow him. The faces cleared the ring, and Punk made his escape up the ramp. The rest of the heels huddled up and decided to throw the Miz into the wolves. He grabbed the mic and recited all his accomplishments against each of them, and finished by telling everyone he was a movie star. Cena ripped the mic out of his hands and said he wasn't very good at acting, but he was great at kicking ass. Cena hit the Attitude Adjustment, followed by an RKO and road kicked in the night. So that's what all happened. 3 different reports from what happened after Raw. Well, an interview by Raj Girl of Wrestling Inc. recently interviewed former legendary superstar Jake the Snake Roberts, where he discussed his first WWE run. During the interview, Roberts discussed signing with WWE, the Snake gimmick, and he also commented on hating snakes, working with his first WrestleMania, his favorite opponents during that era, working with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and then being fired before their feud, and much more. You can go to that wrestlinginc.com to find out more detail about it. I'm just giving the highlights of the first part of it. He comments the first sighting with WWE. Well, actually WWF then. It was quite the experience. I had been working in Mid-South and not really been given a fair shake there. I was told I was number 5 on the babyface list, yet I was going on last every night. So that kind of tells you something. Bill Watts hired a guy to be his administrator. It was Terry Taylor of all people, you know, the Red Rooster. I remember going to talk to Terry, and I said, look, I'm number 5 on the babyface list, yet I'm going on last every night. This is just not going to work. He said, well, what can I tell you? And I said, well, I can tell you something. Here's 2 weeks' notice, and I'll see you. So that's what I did. I was young, dumb, and stupid, not thinking. I didn't have a job set up, so I went home that night saying, I really screwed up. I just quit my job, and I don't have a place to go to get some work done. Well, the next morning I called Vince McMahon, and I was told that he was going to be out of town for 2 weeks, and that he would get back with me then. I thought, oh my God, now I really screwed up. About 30 minutes later, the phone rang, and it was Vince. He wanted me to fly up and meet with him, so I flew up and met with him. Basically, we sat down and said, we have an idea of you wearing lime green pants or purple pants, tights, and having knee-high lace-up boots and carrying a snake. I said, dude, that's just not me. I wear karate pants and I wear slip-on boots because the last thing I want to do when I do is know that I wasted 5 years of my life lacing up boots. I actually did do the math of that. And if you spent 20 minutes a day lacing up your boots, it adds over 15 to 20 years. So it was going to be about 4 months of my life lacing up boots. And if I did that, so that's the reason I went to pull ones. You know, it's funny how you think of stupid shit, but I'm good at that. So that's just kind of looked at me and said, well, that's a shame because there's somebody who's going to be wearing purple and lime green with knee-high skin boots, and they're going to make about $1 million a year. So I looked at him and said, you know what? I would look good, very good in spandex with purple and green and knee-high boots. I think I'd look just wonderful. And that was how I went to work. If he owned snakes before signing with WWE, he said no. I hated the sons of bitches. I'm terrified of them. I came up with the idea in Mid-South. I wanted to use a snake. And Bill Watts was quick to tell me that this isn't a damn circus. We're not having any circus clowns or circus geeks carrying snakes. Gee, he was so right. What a stupid idea. They, WWF, had come back with it. They said, have you thought about this before? I said, well, Jake the Snake kind of fits, and laughed. They said, well, good. You're going to carry a snake? And I said, no problem. Not thinking that I was terrified of them and hated the sons of bitches. The next thing you know, I've got a damn snake. They supplied them. There was a guy in Stamford, Connecticut named Albert that supplied all the snakes. Wonder if that's Prince Albert. Tensai now. What a miserable damn job that was, carrying a 100-pound snake in a box and carrying my wrestling gear and clothes. Back then, we'd go on the road for a month to 6 weeks at a time, carrying all that shit. Was really, really brutal. It really tore my ass up. You wake up in a hotel room at 5 a.m. There's no bellman at the Red Roof Inn. You've got to go do it yourself. Then you get your rental car and you got to turn that back in. So you got to take all that shit back out and put it on the bus to the airport. Then when you get there, you got to carry it all the way over to the sky caps if they are available, because a lot of airports didn't have sky caps. So what does that mean? That means I'm carrying that stupid shit. So here I am carrying 150 pounds of gear, walking around with that stuff. That's not healthy to do, really. It really wore my ass out. Any comments on being a big star despite not having a bodybuilder physique? I wasn't all jacked up and juiced up. The one time I did go up, it was after my neck surgery. I went up to about 275 pounds. I had gotten up juiced and jacked because I was trying to get myself over the neck surgery. I went after the neck surgery to see Vince, and he goes, "That's not what we want." I said, "Yeah, that's not what we want." Then I said, "What are you talking about? This is not what you want?" Because I had really put on a lot of beef on my upper body. He said, "You know, if we wanted Hogan to carry a snake, we'd have Hogan carry a snake. We don't want you looking like that. You want you to be very sensuous, very sexual, smooth, and be different." Well, ain't that a bitch? So he told me that he didn't want to hear about me being in the gym. Ha ha. So I went home and sat at the pool for a month, snorted cocaine and drank. So there you go. Well, I shouldn't have done that. Done what I did. That's for damn sure. He comments on his feud with Hogan being cut short. The angle was stopped because the people were chanting DDT, and Vince didn't want that. Didn't want two faces to go at it. Well, Hogan and Warrior, two faces. That's when they really took me from being a heel to being a babyface, and my job then became getting all the other heels ready to wrestle Hogan. So I guess they thought, if we can't use him as a heel, we'll beat him as a babyface. But it didn't matter. If you're good enough and you go out there and you do your job, people don't remember if you won or lost. They really don't. They just want to be entertained. Any comments on Ultimate Warrior being suspended right as their program just started? I was looking forward to making the son of a bitch miserable. You've got to learn how to do it. You know, you take a juice monkey, you lean on him, you make him toss you around in the ring every time, and he picks you up. You get a little bit heavier, pretty soon they're blowing and going around the ring, and they don't have any air left, and you can pretty much do anything you want to them. They're like a little baby. You can roll them around in the ring, pick your nose, and put boogers on the back of their heads. They don't give a shit because they're so blown up. You just got to know how to do that, and I know how to do that. I'm a snake. And he also discusses working with Randy Savage and how Elizabeth's family cut that feud short. A gross story from a match that he had with Andre the Giant, helping The Undertaker out early in his career, and much, much more. And you can check out the full interview at WrestlingInc.com. WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart is advertised for Monday's Raw in Montreal, Quebec, at the Bell Center. Hart was advertised in a video teaser that aired during the SmackDown taping on tonight, so it appears that he will be appearing in the actual television show and not just a dark segment. Meanwhile, the show is billed in Montreal as Pat Patterson Appreciation Night. Dark match main event for tonight's SmackDown taping featured Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio versus Randy Orton in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title. Ric Flair is advertised for the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling indie promotion on October 20th. Flair will appear on the Cabarrus County Clash event at A.L. Brown High School in Kannapolis, North Carolina. For more info on the event, visit MidAtlanticWrestling.com. Thanks to Devin Cutting of ProWrestlingEvents.tk. Former WWE wrestler and TNA Knockout champion Kia Stevens, formerly Karma, turned 35 years old today. She was born September 4th, 1977. I mentioned that on my video on last night as well as a prequel to her birthday for today. Stevens worked as Karma in the WWE and was well known as Awesome Kong in TNA. She confirmed in July that she had been released by WWE, yet noted that the door was left open for her to return at some point. Legendary Memphis promoter Jerry Jarrett turned 70 years old today. He was born September 4th, 1942. He was one of the original TNA owners, along with his son Jeff Jarrett. In addition to his work in pro wrestling, Jarrett also runs a successful construction company business. And another birthday I mentioned yesterday for today, WWE developmental wrestler Xaviar Woods, a.k.a. real name Austin Watson, turned 26 years old today. He was born on September 4th, 1986. Watson worked as Consequence of Creed in TNA, for those that don't know. WWE Diva Eve Torres won a contest at the Stars Earn Stripes reality show competition. Eve and her operative Grady Powell raised $100,000 for the USO on top of what they earned on their missions. Thanks to .NET reader Johnny Crow. The NBC reality show was not a rating success. Let the record show that I thought this would do well, whereas I remain baffled by the success of Dancing with the Stars after all these years. Christopher Starman, Jared Butts, and Andrew Quick attended the WWE SmackDown in Moline, Illinois, and sent the following report for WWE Saturday morning Slam tapings. 3 matches on the show? Wow, these must be squash matches or real fast matches. And they started off with a WrestleMania montage to start off the show for a dark match. Ted DiBiase Jr. defeated Dean Ambrose. Huge pop for Ted. Great heel work from Ambrose. There was a chant for DiBiase, who got a near fall and then won with a $1 million slam. And the Saturday morning Slam taping, Josh Matthews and Miz came out for commentary. What? Miz? Match number 1, Santino Marella defeated Heath Slater. Slater was booed out of the building. There was an early Santino chant, and he teased the Cobra. They had a dance-off and played Air Band for a while. Slater powered out to complain to Miz. Santino tickled Slater. Santino performed the splits, hip toss, and headbutt combo. Slater dodged a Cobra attempt, and then Santino hit the Cobra. Santino performed a Cobra bite to the leg, and then rolled up Slater for the win. And then Santino replaces Miz on commentary. Match number 2, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth defeated Epico and Primo. The tag champs won when Kofi pinned Primo with a crossbody off the top rope. Kofi and Truth were over big time. Saturday morning Slam match, of course. Zack Ryder defeated William Regal. Ryder won with a Rough Rider. What? Thought Regal was back with NXT. Well, I guess not anymore. Christopher Starman, Jared Butts, and Andrew Quick attended the SmackDown taping again. Set the following Superstars taping results. Match number 1, Antonio Cesaro defeated Justin Gabriel. Oksana was out showing off to the crowd. Cesaro did his usual promo in 5 languages. The word was exceptional. The match was very good, and Cesaro won with a toss and a shoulder to the neck of Justin. A European uppercut. And then his finisher. The crowd was dead. Match number 2, Layla defeated Natalya. Basic Divas match. Looked like Natalya got a couple of good shots to the throat. Pretty physical for Divas matches, according to Andrew, but Jared felt the match was flat. And now for your SmackDown results. Alberto Del Rio, Ricardo Rodriguez, and David Otunga were shown inside the general manager's office. They came straight to the ring. Ricardo was wearing a neck brace. Del Rio spoke and received the what treatment. They aired a montage of the Brogue Kicks with the goal of having it banned. Booker T came out and asked the fans whether he should ban the kick. The fans were against it, so the kick is still legal. Match number 1, Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara defeated The Miz and Cody Rhodes. Cody actually kicked The Miz Ray followed up with a 619 for the win. A good back and forth match, and Jared noted that Sin Cara is amazing live. Hornswoggle stomps on Daniel Bryan's toe. This was a recap of the Hug It Out segment from Raw. Otunga was shown with Booker T backstage threatening to press legal actions. Match number 2, Zack Ryder defeated Daniel Bryan via reverse decision. Bryan came out and tried to remain calm. He got upset when there was a yes chant during the match. He begged off Ryder's attack and then hugged, which led to Bryan applying the no lock, Borgasm lock. Bryan won by submission, but he refused to release the hold, and the referee reversed the decision. Bryan essentially lost to the Borgasm chants. Randy Orton was shown backstage. Damien Sandow came out and cut a promo discussing his actions in his match against Sheamus and ripping him on social media. Sandow was interrupted by Orton, who entered to a huge pop. Orton informed him Booker T switched his original opponent with Sandow. Match number 3, Randy Orton defeated Sandow by count out. Dolph Ziggler joined the commentary team. Sandow ran to the back after the middle rope DDT while Orton was coiled for the RKO, leading to the count-out finish. Orton and Ziggler fought. Sandow came back to save Ziggler from an RKO and took one himself, allowing Dolph to escape. Otunga continued to argue that the Bro Kick should be banned. He brought X-rays. Booker booked the match between Otunga and Sheamus. Match number 4, the Primetime Players defeated Primo and Epico with Rosa to become number 1 contenders to the WWE Tag Team titles. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth were on commentary. Yeah, the Players are the number 1 contenders for the 1 millionth time. Teddy Long was shown backstage with Caitlyn. Vicky and Dolph demanded to see Booker T. Teddy said he'd advised Booker T to make a match against Orton for Night of Champions. And Wade Barrett cut a heel promo backstage with Matt Striker interviewing him. Wade Barrett was up next in a match against Yoshitatsu and defeated him. Barrett entered to a huge heat. There was a lot of pro Barrett fans. Barrett beat Yoshi with what appears to be a new finisher. Barrett cut another heel promo. A video hyped Bret Hart as appearing on Raw next week in Montreal. Match number 6, your main event of the evening. Sheamus defeated David Otunga. They changed the ring apron beforehand. Alberto came out to watch the match. Sheamus hit the white noise to set up the Bro Kick. Booker came out and interrupted the match. He then banned the Bro Kick. Sheamus was jaw-jacking with Del Rio at ringside. Then caught Otunga with the Irish Curse and finished him off with a cloverleaf. And that ended SmackDown. And now for your dark match main event. Randy Orton defeated Alberto Del Rio in a no-holds-barred match. Alberto Del Rio tried using the kendo stick. Orton got it and beat Del Rio with it. And then he clotheslined Del Rio twice, power slammed him, and performed a DDT off the middle rope, which is the draping DDT. Orton went for the RKO, but Del Rio countered with a backstabber. Orton came back with an RKO and got the win. And that ends my SmackDown Superstars interviews and Saturday morning Slam results. Thank you. Peace out. God bless. Until Thursday night for Impact. I won't be able to see it live this week, so I have to see it via DVR and catch the results. Alright, peace out. God bless.